In this section, we're going to take a look at working with one of the more powerful tools that Microsoft Excel has to offer, Excel pivot tables. Not only is it a powerful tool, but it's one of my favorite tools to work with inside of Excel. Excel pivot tables will allow you to quickly summarize data from a list. Let me give you an example here, and then we'll jump in and start to create them and maintain them and make edits to them and so on. So take a look here. So open in front of you, I've still got our example file. I am currently on the sales data worksheet. Now I've already built a quick little pivot table. You won't have this inside your example, but on the right hand side, this is an example of a pivot table. Now this little table here is actually based on the table right next door. This guy right here. And it's got a couple hundred records. If I keep scrolling down, you'll see all of these records, and you can do that inside of your example right there. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side, we've got a typical Excel list, right? It's got column headers along the top, year, month, type, salesperson, region, and so on. And it's got rows of records down below. Now, that's a great list. And somebody, somewhere, if not you, is maintaining a list like that, right? Entering records, editing records, removing records, whatever they're doing. But they're keeping track of some line items, some list items. Now, that's great, but what I'd like to do is summarize that data. Those hundreds or thousands of records, and I want to quickly summarize it. I want to get down to how many sales happened in a specific month. How much did we sell for a specific month? Maybe yearly. Which products sold the best? Which employees are ranking at the top as far as sales are concerned? Right? That's all information that I like to get out of that list. But just the list all by itself, although it's full of all the information that we need, it doesn't really give us that type of information. It doesn't show us a summary of sales by month or year or salesperson or product. That's where a pivot table comes into play. So a pivot table, the example here on the right-hand side, I've taken the month column and I've placed it inside the row section of the pivot table. And now I've got all the unique months right there, right? January, February, and so on. I've then taken the type or the product and I placed that inside the column labels. And now I've got some nice column headers there for the various products that this list contains. Now, what do I want to do with that? I've got it broken up by months. I got it broken up by product. Now I've taken the sales column and I've placed that inside of what's called the value section of the pivot table. And now it's summing it up. It's summarizing that data based on those row headings, the month, and the column headings, the product, right? And at a glance, I can look at it and say, oh yeah, April for ice cream, we sold this. February for tasty treats, we sold this, right? Imagine doing that with a list like what we have on the left-hand side. Not the easiest thing to do. But we introduce a pivot table based on that list, and we can quickly summarize that data. Now, this is just one snapshot of a pivot table and a specific layout that I've just thrown some fields into. But one of the beauties of a pivot table is how quickly you can edit the layout and what it summarizes and how it summarizes. So that's what we're going to take a look at over the next few videos here, how to summarize a large list that you maintain inside of Excel into a pivot table structure. Let's take a look at it.